The momentum behind XRP has reached a new level, and this time it is not just speculation or retail excitement. According to the latest data, the probability of approval for a spot XRP ETF in the United States now stands at 98%. For years, the XRP community has been waiting for the moment when institutional doors would open fully to XRP, and now that moment looks closer than ever. Adding to the weight of this news is the fact that XRP has officially surpassed BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, in terms of market capitalization. This is not a symbolic victory. It represents the scale of value now tied directly to XRP and the growing recognition of its role in the future of finance. At the time of recording, XRP trades around $3.01. Ethereum has once again broken past $4,800, and Bitcoin is consolidating near $114,500. These market numbers reflect more than just prices. They represent the crossroads of a new financial cycle. Ethereum's repeated pushes beyond its old all-time high suggest that the market is preparing for the next stage, while Bitcoin continues to show signs of topping out. Michael Saylor has announced yet another purchase of Bitcoin, signaling confidence, but historically such declarations often arrive at inflection points. Meanwhile, Eric Trump has predicted that Bitcoin could surge to $175,000 this year, calling himself a Bitcoin maximalist. The irony is that while such predictions attract headlines, they also serve as red flags that institutions may be preparing their exits while retail investors are being drawn in. This is where the focus shifts toward altcoins and specifically toward XRP. For months, XRP has been consolidating, quietly building momentum. The legal battle with the SEC, which has clouded XRP's progress for years, has now effectively concluded. The court has approved the joint dismissal of appeals, leaving Ripple to settle the final fine. With this clarity, there are no longer significant legal barriers standing in the way of institutional adoption. This is precisely why the odds of ETF approval have skyrocketed to 98%. Institutions can no longer argue uncertainty or regulatory overhang. Instead, they now see XRP as an asset cleared of legal obstacles, fully aligned with ISO 20022 standards, and positioned to bridge traditional finance with blockchain-based payments. Trading volumes also confirm this trend. The majority of current XRP activity comes from Binance, Coinbase, and Upbit, three of the most significant exchanges in the world. These platforms are sustaining XRP above $3 even in moments of broader correction. This shows that real liquidity is flowing into XRP, and institutions are preparing for what comes next. The ETF approval would not simply provide a new investment vehicle. It would open the floodgates to a wave of institutional money that has been waiting on the sidelines for regulatory certainty. The significance of XRP surpassing BlackRock in market capitalization cannot be overstated. BlackRock is not only the largest asset manager in the world, but also one of the most influential players in financial markets. For XRP to overtake, it is a symbolic statement that digital assets are no longer small, speculative instruments. They are competing with the titans of traditional finance. For the XRP community, it feels like validation after years of resistance and doubt. For institutions, it signals that ignoring XRP is no longer an option. What comes next is likely to be transformative. The ETF approval odds show that regulators are moving closer to aligning with institutional demand. Once the green light is given, it will unlock an entirely new layer of legitimacy for XRP. It will allow pension funds, mutual funds, and banks to enter the XRP market in ways they could not before. At the same time, Ripple's ongoing partnerships with banks and payment providers around the globe will only accelerate adoption. XRP is no longer just an asset being traded. It is becoming infrastructure. This is why the community's excitement is justified. XRP has weathered regulatory storms, skepticism, and years of stagnation, only to emerge at a moment when the financial world is ready for transformation. The ETF approval is not just about price. It is about institutional validation. Surpassing BlackRock is not just about a number. It is about scale, positioning XRP as a core pillar of the financial system. For those watching closely, the writing is already on the wall. Bitcoin may continue to dominate headlines, but XRP is quietly preparing to dominate financial infrastructure. The 98% probability of ETF approval is a signal that the future is here. It is a moment to pay attention, to research, and to understand that XRP's role is no longer theoretical. It is being built right now. So while the markets wait for Bitcoin's next correction, and while institutions keep promoting their positions, XRP continues to expand its reach. The ETF approval, the legal clarity, and the milestone of surpassing BlackRock are all converging. The message is clear. XRP is stepping into its role as the bridge asset for the new financial system, and the world is about to take notice.